word is pronounced. I always have the issue here, y'all. But the word is pronounced diaconal. And I just encourage you all to look up the reference number for that is 1247. So you can just look up the coordinates, or even if you need to Google it, that's the reference number so that you can look that word up in the Greek and also find out what it particularly means and look a little deeper into it. And what it was described as: to serve, wait on, help, attend to. This often refers to spiritual and practical ministry in the church, a person who renders, provides services to help others. In the Hebrew, it was pronounced abound, and that reference number was 5647. And it was described to work, serve, labor, do, to worship, minister, work in ministry, compelled to serve. I think the word in the Hebrew, the one that got me the most was do, because we know that this is an action word, so we know that it's something you have to do when you're serving other people. And when I was reflecting on this, I was trying to figure out, okay, in the Bible, what is an example to basically give a picture of what it looks like to serve? And I was reminded, I was reminded of the story of Mary and Martha. Now, we all know the story of Mary and Martha. Oftentimes is kind of depicted as, you see Martha doing too much, and in Martha's eyes, Mary isn't doing enough. So I just want to go and read those verses. It's in Luke 10:38 through 42. And it reads, now while they were on their way, Jesus entered a village called Bethany, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary, who seated herself at the Lord's feet and was continually listening to his teaching. But Martha was very busy and distracted with all of her serving responsibilities. And she approached him and said, Lord, is it of no concern to you that my sister have left me to do the serving alone? Tell her to help me and do her part. But the Lord replied to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered and anxious about so many things, but only one thing is necessary. For Mary has chosen the good part, which will not be taken away from her. So when I initially read this so long ago, I'm sure we all heard this story, I always focus on the part of the story of Martha. We can all often find ourselves in that position of Martha, serving, a lot of work, being distracted, and all of those things. But I just want to pose a question. Can anybody else identify who else was in this portion of the story serving? Jesus. Oftentimes we miss that part, and it was a revelation for me, because when I read it, when I thought about it, I said, I know this story, like what can I pull from here? So as I'm reading it, I'm just looking at it to the part of Jesus was teaching Mary, and that serving. And a lot of times we miss that. And what God also was showing me was that even today, he still serves us. He still pours into us. We can still sit at his feet and just glean from all of the wisdom. The Holy Spirit is a teacher. So he's still teaching and he's still serving. So that's just two examples of serving. You got Martha, who's doing all of this housework, folding clothes, trying to cook, all of those things. You had Jesus who was serving in a sense of teaching. So it's so many different forms of what serving looks like. Again, like Pastor Derry said, for children, it might be chores. It might just be assisting your parent altogether, whatever they may need. For me, loyalty, go and give me something to drink out the refrigerator. That's serving. As adults, we might serve in the form of in ministry. Right now, I'm serving. I took the time to sit before God, and he served me, and then I come here today to serve you all. And with that, I just want to just take the time just to encourage everyone to always have a servant's heart. Always be looking for a way to serve other people. It's in serving other people that we are truly serving God. And that's all I have for today.